Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics.
Welcome back, one and all. I'm Adam the Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at Super Snipers, a fast-paced polyomino-laying duel by Galen's Games. You may recall that I did a preview of this one a while back. Today we're taking a look at the finished version. Without any further ado, let's dive in. In Super Snipers, two players will each take on the role of a genetically or cybernetically enhanced sharpshooter. Your goal is quite straightforward. Eliminate your foe before they can do the same to you. There's both a turn-based and a real-time mode, as well as two options for solo mode, which we'll touch on in a little bit. Regardless of which mode you play, your goal effectively remains the same. Shoot your opponent 3 times before they can do the same to you. To set up, each player takes a scope board and places it in front of them. Next, each player should choose a sniper. This means you'll have a basic ability card, an adrenaline ability card, and 3 hiding discs. The basic ability card should always be face up during the game, but start with the adrenaline ability face down. Next, choose a color and take the respective pieces. This should include 3 large bonus tokens, Exchange, Concentrate, and Recalibrate, as well as the Tactical Advantage token, which will all start face down. You'll also have 2 smaller Clear tokens that will start face up. You'll also want to take your Locate grids and place them in front of you. Make sure that you're using sides 1, 2, and 3 for your first game. You'll also want to take the target grids for each of these. You won't need them yet, but keep them nearby for now. You'll need a set of damage tracker bullets, naturally pointed towards your opponent, 3 yellow meeples and 1 red meeple. Next, you'll take your ready disc if playing the turn-based mode, or the timer if playing quick draw mode. Next, take a bullet triomino and place it into the respective spot on your scope board, and place an adrenaline triomino on your adrenaline card. Finally, take the drawstring bag and fill it with all 3 tetraominos of your color. These are called focus tiles. Fix up your bag and draw 3 focus, placing them in a line beside your scope board to form your line of sight. And with that, you're ready to begin. Each round in Super Snipers consists of 4 phases: hide, locate, target, and clean up. The hide phase only takes a few moments. Take your hiding disc and secretly place them in front of your opponent's locate grids. You have 2 Misc tokens and 1 sniper, which shows where you're currently hiding. Next, you have the locate and target phases, which are connected, but still must be done sequentially. One player may be in the locate phase, while the other has already advanced to the target phase. All turns are taken simultaneously. In turn-based mode, you'll wait until both players are ready before starting a new turn, and use the ready tokens to show that you're ready to start the next turn. In quick draw mode, you'll instead use these timers. You'll start the first turn by flipping your timer over before taking your action. You may flip it over after it runs out to start another turn without waiting for your opponent. On your turn, take the leftmost piece in your line of sight. This is called your active focus. During the target phase, you must place it on one of the target grids in an attempt to isolate the crosshair in the center of the board. A space is considered isolated when there is no path which you can trace from it to the edge of the board. You may, however, leave diagonal gaps if necessary. When placing a tile, the first tile on each board must touch one of the edges, and you cannot cover the crosshair space. After the first tile, if playing a focus that matches a color you've already played, it must touch another tile of the same color. It only needs to touch by 1 space, but again, diagonals do not count for adjacency. If placing a focus of a new color, it must once again touch the edge, but does not necessarily have to touch any other tile. Each target board has 2 surveillance icons, each of which has 2 colors on it. You may cover these with any tile you choose, but if you cover one with a tile that matches its colors, then you'll draw a focus from your bag and place it to the left of your scope board to form a surveillance pile. After each turn, shift your line of sight to the left, then draw back up to 3 tiles. During any turn, you may choose to flip over one of your clear tokens to remove a focus in your line of sight, or one that you've already placed onto a board previously, putting it into your discard pile. This may be done twice without penalty and does not take up your turn. However, if you wish to do it more than twice, then you'll have to skip a turn to regain both tokens. If you manage to isolate the crosshair, you'll flip your foe's hiding token that's above it. If they're there, then you'll move on to the target phase. Elsewise, you'll continue trying to locate them until you succeed. Because of this, as aforementioned, one player can be in the locate phase and the other player in the target phase at the same time. But players should still wait for one another to finish their turns if playing the turn-based mode. To start the target phase, take the target grid that matches the number where you found your opponent hiding. In this case, they were hiding in the factory, which is grid 2. Each grid will have 2 or 3 innocents, which you'll represent with these yellow meeples. Likewise, your opponent will be represented by the red one. Your goal is to isolate each of the innocents so that you can make the shot without harming them, as well as trapping your target within the kill box so they cannot escape your reach. Similarly, the target must be isolated from the innocents as well. To further complicate things, you also have to make sure that there's enough room around your target so you can eventually place your bullet triomino atop of them. To begin the target phase, you'll immediately play out all of your surveillance focus in any order you choose, although it's important to note that you still must follow the same rules as before. In other words, the first focus tile of each color must be placed along an edge, and any future tiles of that color must connect to it. However, there are also 3 bonus spaces on the board. Like surveillance icons, you can color them with any focus, but gain a reward for doing so with the matching color. Purple, which represents environmental awareness, unlocks the exchange ability. When you unlock this, immediately draw a focus and place it beneath your board. For the rest of the round, you may switch your active focus with reserved focus on your turn and may do so as often as you'd like. Gold represents timing and unlocks concentrate. You may use this bonus once to allow you to start a second chain of a color that is already present on your target board. Finally, gray represents breath control and unlocks recalibrate. Recalibrate may be used in one of 2 ways, but like concentrate, you can only use it once per round regardless of which option you choose. The first option is to simply choose a tile that you previously placed and move it to another spot on the board, but it still has to follow all normal placement rules. The other option is to use it to steal focus from your opponent's line of sight and immediately make it your active focus. You must announce whenever you activate a bonus power, or if you're able to make the shot. This is especially important in quick draw mode, as there are no ties in that mode. Even if both players line up the shot at the same time, the player that calls it first is the winner. After one, or on some occasion, both players make the shot, you'll move to the cleanup phase to prepare for the next round. Firstly, the winner gives 1 damage token to their opponent. After that, the winner flips their tactical advantage token face up if it isn't already. Next, the winner must discard one of the misses from their hiding tokens. Likewise, the loser will discard the locate grid where the winner was hiding. After that, the loser takes their adrenaline focus and places it beneath their line of sight. They'll also flip their adrenaline card face up. If the winner's adrenaline card is face up at this time, they'll flip it face down. If the round was a draw and both players fired simultaneously, both receive all benefits of winning and losing. Regardless, you'll also have to reset your tokens so that both your clear tokens are now face up and your exchange, concentrate, and recalibrate tokens are face down. Do not change the state of your tactical advantage token. Take your focus tiles and shuffle them back into the bag, mixing it up once again. When both players are ready, begin a new round, starting with the hide phase once more. There are a few other rules you should note before you wrap up. Firstly, the aforementioned tactical advantage token may be used to rearrange your line of sight. Like other tokens, this does not take up your turn. Secondly, if you have your adrenaline token, you may use it in place of your active focus for the turn. When playing your adrenaline focus, you may place it anywhere on the board so long as it does not cover an innocent or your target. It won't grant a bonus if it covers a bonus icon, but it may be placed over a cover icon. What's a cover icon? Players wishing for a greater challenge may use the reverse sides of the locate and target grids, which are harder to work around. These have cover icons which provide no bonuses, but can only be covered by a focus of the matching color or your adrenaline. I should also briefly touch on sniper abilities. Each sniper has a basic ability which is active throughout the game. I don't have time to go over all of them, but as a couple examples, Artemis has 2 effects which help her locate her foes more quickly, while Sirius can instead spend his concentrate bonus to place a time focus on an innocent and instantly isolate them. Each character also has a unique adrenaline ability that activates after being hit. Jane can treat all focus tiles on her locate grids as though they're in her exchange, while Quatket can start new chains as often as she likes during the target phase, as though she were using concentrate every single turn. Play will continue like this until one player has managed to hit the other 3 times. The sniper that remains standing is the winner. Also included in the game are 2 solo modes. Contract mode roughly simulates a regular game, allowing you to face off against an AI sniper. You'll set up for yourself as you normally would, but you won't need to take a ready token or timer. To set up for the AI opponent, you'll use special ability cards that are just for this mode. The AI player won't need a scope board or bullet, but you'll still use locate grids. Place 1 bonus token face up on each. You'll also want to place the contract mode card so that you can read it. Player turns play out just like they do during a normal game, but the AI plays very differently. For the hide phase, shuffle up and place the AI player's disc without looking at them. With the locate and target phase, the AI player always acts first. They'll still have a line of sight, which lets you know what they're going to do on future turns. On their turn, if they've not yet found you, take their active focus and place it on the locate grid with the bonus power that matches the focus's color. If this is the second token on that board, flip over your hiding disc. If they've located you, they'll move on to the target phase. Otherwise, they'll draw 1 focus token and place it to the left of the contract mode card. If an active focus would go on a grid that's already been searched, you'll instead place it on the highest number grid that has not yet been searched. When the AI reaches the target phase, flip over the contract mode card. This means that any tiles they had previously placed will be on the surveillance side. Depending on the level of the target board you are hiding on, they'll need a certain number of tokens on each side of their card to win the round. When playing an active focus in the target phase, if there are no tokens of that shape on the target side, they'll place it on the right. Otherwise, they'll place it on the left with the other surveillance tokens. In this case, I was hiding at the beach, which is the level 2 grid, so Archangel needs 4 focus on each side to win. Alternatively, if the AI ever has 7 surveillance, they win the round regardless. Most other rules remain the same, however, there is one final thing to note. If the AI has their adrenaline ability active, then after locating them, use the target board one level higher than you normally would. So if Archangel has adrenaline, and I flip over his token while he's on a level 3 locate grid, I would instead use the level 4 target grid for my target phase. As before, your goal is to shoot your enemy 3 times before taking 3 hits yourself. The other solo mode is Hostage Rescue, wherein you'll face off against 2 foes at once. This one plays pretty differently in that you'll move straight to the target phase. There's multiple levels of difficulty mentioned in the rulebook, but I'll be explaining setup and rules as though you're playing on normal. First, take both scope boards and set up both level 1 target grids. Also, put out 1 set of bonus tokens. You do not use Tactical Advantage or Clear tokens in this mode. You won't use Adrenaline at all, but you do need to take both bullet tokens as well as your standard ability card. Some characters aren't able to make use of theirs in this mode, but others will help you greatly. I personally recommend Sirius for your first attempt. You'll also need 3 locate grids. Place 2 opponent discs above them on the left and right, and the innocence disc above the one between them. Also place the other set of bonus tokens on the locate grids, just as you would for contract mode. You'll also need a timer, 1 set of damage markers, and both bags of focus tiles. Mix up the bags, and you're ready to start. In Hostage Rescue mode, the player goes first. Before beginning the first turn of each round, draw 2 tiles and place them as you see fit on the target grids using standard focus placement rules. Then, begin your turn by drawing 5 focus tiles from your bag. When you're ready, flip over the timer, then quickly place the focus, still using standard focus placement rules. You may alternate between grids as you see fit. Also, you may freely discard tiles from the board. Just remember that once they're discarded, you're not likely to get them back. Once time is up, if you're still holding a focus token in your hand, you may place that token, but no others. You may also choose to use bonus tokens freely. If you have one or both shots lined up, you may fire the appropriate bullet now. After that, you'll move on to the AI's turn. Draw 1 focus from the AI's bag and place it on the board with a bonus token that matches its color. If it would go on a sniper's board and they've already been hit in this round, place it on the hostage board instead. Whenever you place a focus on a locate board, if there was already a focus there, then you'll take damage. But do not start a new round. However, if you manage to isolate all innocents for the round, then focus place on the hostage board has no further effect and gives you a bit of a breather. After that, start a new turn by drawing 5 more focus tiles, plus 1 if you manage to play all your tiles on the last turn. Continue like this until you either take 3 hits or you manage to hit both enemy snipers. If you're successful, you'll set up for a new round by using the level 2 target boards. If you've taken any damage, you'll heal by returning 1 damage tracker. This process will repeat for up to 3 rounds, and if you manage to win there, you've successfully killed the enemy snipers and saved the hostages.
In addition to the base game, you also have the Light and Shadow mini expansion. This includes 8 cards and 6 hiding discs, everything that you need to add Saputi and Janice to the game, including all new abilities for them.
On to components, Super Snipers really shines in this regard. Firstly, the scope boards are dual layered, allowing you to easily slide everything into place. Additionally, there are gaps to make it easier to pick the target boards back up. Locate boards, damage trackers, and focus tiles are all made out of cardboard. The damage trackers are about what you'd expect, but the focus are more akin to the boards in thickness, which is probably a good thing to prevent wear and tear over time. The wooden meeples are fairly standard, albeit a bit smaller than most. Cards are standard US size, of average thickness, and have a textured coating. Target grids are made of PVC to ensure longevity, while the bonus tokens and hiding discs are all acrylic. The game comes with 2 drawstring bags to store and mix up the focus tiles. The game comes with an insert to hold everything, including the mini expansion components if you get those.
Although I don't have it myself, I should briefly mention that there is an acrylic upgrade pack for the focus tokens, in case you want them to be of the same quality as all the other tokens in the game. All in all, Super Snipers is a fun, fast-paced game that's a very unique application for tile-laying games. Most polyomino-based titles are calm, placid affairs, while this one is anything but. Even if you're sticking purely to the turn-based mode, it is very in your face. That being said, while the game is violent, there are no depictions of blood or corpses in the game, which pushes it more into the PG range than you might expect. But I digress. In conclusion, Super Snipers does a great job of representing its theme, and I find it to be worthy of a solid 8.4 out of 10.
On a final note, I should also briefly mention that there is a robust tabletop simulator mod which you can use to try the game for yourself. This allows you to play any game mode either 1v1 or against the AI. As always, I'm very supportive of any developers that are confident enough in their game to place the full playable version on Tabletop Simulator. If you're interested in trying it for yourself, the link is included in the description.
If you're interested in purchasing Super Snipers, my first suggestion, as always, is to check with your friendly local game store to see if they can get it in stock. If you can't find it, or simply wish to learn more, links are included in the description. But what about you? What do you think of Super Snipers? What tile-laying games do you enjoy? If you have any questions, remarks, or posting points of view, leave them in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. And if you really enjoy my work, please consider funding my channel on Patreon. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.